Hey, it's me, Katie from the Boardgame Mechanics. I know, you're not used to seeing me in videos, but this game I had to be in a part of. It is a game of pride, of intrigue, of social manners. It's obsession. Am I a little obsessed with Pride and Prejudice, Downton Abbey, Victorian England? Yes. And that's why I love this game. You are a, down on your luck kind of family, but you want to claw your way back into high society. And so in Obsession, you do that by hosting croquet matches, having people over for afternoon tea, and generally impressing those that have the money, that have the prestige, that will make you rich and famous just like them. Sound awesome? Let's see how it plays with Jason.
All right, so here's a game of Obsession with the upstairs and downstairs expansion, almost all the way set up for 2 players. So to set up, you're going to give each player a family. So in this case, I have the upstairs and downstairs family, Howard. They're going to come with these rooms. They're going to have a certain amount of cards for family, plus 2 additional starting cards that are going to look like that with a crown. And then they're going to get a cook because that's how they start. We're going to set up their reputation markers here, have some milestone trackers here. And in the advanced game, which is what we're playing, we're going to get 4 objective cards. This player's playing with Azquits. They have all the same stuff. They don't have a cook. They actually have an extra family card. So normally you have 4 cards that have your family seal. The Azquits have 5. So that's their special ability. Then we're going to set up the board up here. We're going to have a certain amount of tiles that come out here. They're going to be organized in some number, based on a number on the bottom right here. Only a certain amount of tiles can come out, so we can have service and level 1, 2, and 3 tiles that can come out, no monuments. We're going to separate the guests by 1 fleur-de-lis and 2 fleur-de-lis. Put some money here. This is all the money that I put here, so hopefully I don't need more than that in this 2-player run through. And you're going to stack up, sort out a certain amount of extra servants based on the number of players, which I've done here, and then we're going to be doing a draft here in a minute. Set out the player board with the Fairchild cards up there, some theme cards and victory point cards. These are the small cards that came with the first edition in the game, so I'm just going to use these in the run through. There's actually cards that are the size of the objectives, but I just grabbed these because they were on top. Same cards, just smaller. A round tracker, and that's what we're going to do. 2 milestones here, which basically means we're going to try to be these things first. We need to get a reputation to level 4, first person to do that. And first person to have 2 tiles of every color gets to claim that. So we can both claim that. So one of us will get 8, one of us will get 4. All right, and each player is also going to get a bunch of helper cards that are going to show what the servants do. There's 5 of these all together. I'm not going to be showing them, but know that you do get that. There's a die too that you may need for some of the rooms. And I actually have all the tiles in here. There's a bunch of promos, some upstairs, downstairs tiles. I just mix them all together because I'm crazy, but that's how I like to roll. All right, so now what we're going to do to finish that up is we are going to do the draft. So at the beginning of an upstairs, downstairs game, the player who's to the right, so the last player, would get to go first in the draft to draft one of these new guests, or new servants. Now this player has a cook already, so they cannot draft another cook. But this player wants a cook, so they're going to take a cook. This player has a cook already, so they're going to take the useful man, because he's really, really helpful. Then the rest of these can just go back to the pool over here and be ready to go for the game. And that's set up, so let's start playing. All right, so Howard family is first. So what you're going to do on a turn is you are going to take an activity or a tile. You're going to put it in the activity square on your board. Then you have to provide service based on the servant that it's asking for. So if you look at the private study, it's going to need the butler. So you have to have the butler available in the available service spot to play here. Then you have to play 2 family cards from your cards. So you have to make sure you have the appropriate service that you need and the correct cards that you need. So I'm actually going to go ahead and I'm actually not want to do that right now. So another thing we got to do is we got to do the theme cards. We're going to be judged on whoever can have the most essentials, which means brown building, at the first courtship. I'm probably not going to play to a courtship, but I'll at least tell you what happens to there. All right, so I'm actually going to play this card. We're going to the bowling green. We're going to do bowls. I have to have a footman available, so I'll take my footman. Because I activated that room, I get $300. Then I have to play 2 gentry. Gentry just means 2 cards. So let me show you what a card looks like. So here's one of my family cards. They're going to be worth a point. They're going to have, let me show you another one actually. So they're going to be worth some points. They're going to have a level that you have to be at to play. So in order for me to play this card, I have to be at a reputation of 1. There are going to be some that are 7, 8. I have to be at that level here in order to play that card. So you're trying to make sure that you don't want to buy a bunch of cards that you can't play, so on and so forth, because then your hand's going to get bogged down. They're also going to have some servants that they need. So this one doesn't need any servants. And they're going to have an ability that they're going to do for you. So this guy would need a valet, but it'll give me $100. So I have to play 2 family members, or 2 gentry, not family members. So let's just rake in some cash here. Let's do this guy. No extra characters needed. And then we'll do this guy. All right, so I'm playing these 2 family members. They don't need any extra servants, so I'm going to get $100 or a reputation. I'm going to move up a reputation. I can't really see if I'm on 2. Yes, all right. Then this guy gives me $200, so I'll get a $5. Pounds, not dollars, pounds. And then these cards are going to go into a discard pile because we've used them. We'll just set it over here. And then you'll bring the tile down. Everybody uses it, goes into expended service. You'll bring the tile down and you'll flip it over. You can see on the back, there's a side that has a rose. That's the side that's flipped. The side that's not flipped has a building on the front. The side up here on the ones you can buy, they have the rose on the back, and some of them on the front will have an additional or deduction in price, which I'll get into right now. So we'll flip this. Next time I do it, it's going to be worth 2 points at the end of the game, but it's going to give me less money. All right, so now after you do all that, then you're able to buy a tile from the builder's market. So I am going to go ahead and buy a tile. I'm going to spend, so it's the price is here, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800. And I'm going to buy the walled garden. So this is going to go in my blue section right here. Now this tile will never flip. It's the same on both sides. And what I can do here is on my turn, I can send the cook down here to just basically give me 2 reputation. They're going to get some premium ingredients. Just an extra way to use the upstairs, downstairs staff to get some things. Because most of the upstairs, downstairs staff, you're going to assign them to tiles or cards to help you either up your reputation, play cards that you normally couldn't play, so on and so forth. Or the useful man, he can go out on a tile and make it worth less money or cost less money. I can remove him from the game to take some actions. So they're going to just be more helpful. So that was that turn. That's it. Then these tiles will slide down. And we'll bring out a new one. If any of the same type of tile comes out, the same name, they get stacked on top of each other. So billiard room. All right. That was that. Now we're going to the Azquits. Same deal, same kind of thing. They're going to pick a tile and they're going to play it. I think I'm actually going to play the private study. So I'm going to play the private study, and I'm going to place the cook on my private study along with the butler because I have to activate it. All right, so when I place the cook, she's going to do a couple things. She's going to increase my reputation by 1. So just for going there to that activity, I get more reputable. And then she's going to let me play cards with up to 2 levels higher of where my reputation is. So if I had a 3 card in my hand, I could now play it to this, even though I'm only at a reputation 1 because the cook is out there. But I'm basically just using her for the reputation, and so you can kind of see how she works. So I have to play 2 family members. Family members are the ones that have the crest at the top, not these guys. So the crest are your family members. So I'm going to play this lady, the dowager, and I will play this guy for some cash. All right, so I'm going to get, I don't have to play any extra servants, so I'm going to get their reward. So this guy is giving me $200, so $200. Oh, I didn't pay for that tile. It was right here, $300. I get $200 back. Sorry, I always forget to pay. till like after my turn. All right, there we go. So he gives me $200, so he's going to go in a discard pile. Then she's going to give me a reputation and $100. Discard pile. Now, these two, they worked, so they go in expended service. This tile flips and becomes a village fair, which is really, really powerful, but it's worth no points. And then I can buy a tile. So what do I want to do? Senior Aldolfo, so a music instructor who permanently adds a reputation favor. Ooh, that's nice. But I don't want to buy that right now. There's no brown. I only have $300. Let's just go ahead and buy this. I can buy this. So I'm going to buy the riding stables. That will be 400 minus 200, so that cost me $200, 200 pounds. And I now have another green tile. Green tiles start out negative points, so you want to get those activated because you don't want to end the round with negative points because that's not good. We'll slide these down. Hopefully we can get some brown out because we need some brown. Nope. Another service tile. All right, so that's the end of round 1. Let's move on to round 2. All right, so round 2 going to function the same way. But the first thing you're going to do is if there's something special on the round, it'll be written on the board. You're going to do that. This one doesn't have anything special. So a normal round. So the first thing you do on your turn is you're going to slide over your servants into the next box. So it's going to start here to move, then this one to here. I don't have anything here, so I'll just slide this one over. Then next turn, that guy will be available to be used. All right, so now which building do I want to use? First I want to do this. I want to put the cook down here, because she's going to give me 2 reputation. And that's pretty solid. You know, let's go ahead and I want to get some more reputation. So let's do it. I'm going to play this purple tile, the front parlor. I have to activate it with my housekeeper. Then because I activated that, I get 3 more reputation. So I cross 5, 2, 3. So now I'm at level 2 reputation, which is good. I can play higher powered stuff. But now I have to play 2 ladies from my hand. So I need 2 ladies to be able to play this card. So I will play this one and this one. All right. So this one has a special ability. If I play it with a prestige guest, which are number 2, a prestige male, I don't have any of that. So she's not going to do this ability, but what she is going to let me do is draw a 1 fleur de lis card. So I drew this guy. He's a scoundrel. He's worth negative 2 points. He gives me an extra card, but I have to pay $100 and he costs a valet. You want to get these out of your hand if you can by the end of the game, or you lose points. There's some cards in your deck that let you do that, but right now it's fine. We'll just roll with it. So that's what she did. She gets discarded. And then this lady will either let me look at 2 of these cards and keep 1, or get rid of a card from my hand. I think I'm just going to look at 2 right now and keep 1, because that's more important to me than getting rid of 1. I basically drew the same 2 cards, the same ability, so it's 2 reputation and a valet. So I'll just keep which guy I like better. I like this guy. This guy looks like Abe Lincoln to me, so I'm going to keep him. Then the other one goes on the bottom of the deck. And that is that. That's their turn. Expended, expended. This tile flips. Oh, she's discarded too. So now it's going to be worth, it's going to give less reputation, but lets me play more cards, which is cool. Now I have $200 to be able to buy a tile. Let me look up the music instructor. So I got a bunch of promo tiles in here. I want to check these out. So the music instructor does, it looks like a permanent, I can't find it. Music instructor. Oh, music room. The young lady of the family permanently gains 1 reputation favor. This new favor is joined when her card is played at an activity. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do this. So I'm going to buy this room. Whenever I play the young lady of the family, which is this one, this will give me an extra reputation because that's what the music room does, which is cool. So it's going to give me a little bit of special power to do here. Oh, shoot, that's over here. Not over here. Same thing. Whenever I play the young lady of the family, she'll do some stuff for me. So that was $100. And that was my turn. We'll slide this down, 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 down. And we will bring out another tile. Servants' quarters, which is really good. And that was that. Now it's Azquits' turn. Same thing. They're going to slide these workers over. They're going to pick a tile to play. They want to play. Let's do afternoon tea. So I'll say my footman. He's going to give me a prestige guest, which is this guy. I have to be at a level 5 or a level 3 in the cook. Reputation 3 in the cook. I'll need a valet, but he's going to give me a pile of cash. And just for him being in my deck, if I never play him even, 4 points. So that's cool. But I have to play 2 gentry cards, so I can't play him yet because I just got him. So let's keep that separately. You're supposed to play everything first, but it's not a big deal. Just don't play who you get. So 2 cards. Let's play this lady. She needs a lady's maid. And then we're going to go ahead and play this guy. He needs a valet. Okay. So I'm going to get 1 reputation, $100, 100 pounds, and 2 more reputation. 1, 2. So now I'm at level 2 as well. All right. So these can go to expended. These will go to the discard pile. This will go to expended. This will flip, come down here. Remember, the row side is flipped. And then I can buy a tile. So I have $200. I cannot buy any of this. So I am not going to buy a tile because I don't have enough money. Well, I could. Maybe I could. Let's see. Yeah, let's go ahead. I'm actually going to use one of the special actions. So at any time, I can spend 2 reputation to get $100. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to go back down to a level 1. And then I get $100, 100 pounds. And I'm going to go ahead and buy the tennis court for 300. And that wiped me out of money. New tile. West Terrace. All right, so that's the end of round 2. All right, so the game is going to keep playing like this. And there's one other thing that I haven't shown you. A couple things. There's objective cards. So these are going to be personal goals that you're going to be trying to achieve throughout the game. So I need to have 3 valets, so on and so forth to get these cards. You're going to be discarding those every courtship, which I'll explain in a second. You're going to be acquiring more during the game. And they're just going to help you get points at the end of the game. So a couple things. The game is going to have 4 different courtships. What that means basically is you're going to be scored for the theme or the color of card that's out. So if you can see here, it's essentials. So we'd look to see who has the most points in essentials. So say we were at the courtship right now. We would look at our player board. Howards have 3 points in essentials. I have 0. So they would win that courtship. So what that means is a couple things. They're going to get a draw one of these victory point cards right here. These little tiny guys. And it's either going to give them points at the end of the game or they can cash it in during the game to get money. So that's just going to be something that they have right now to be able to start doing some stuff with. And they're going to get to choose one of the Fairchilds to put into their deck for the next 4 rounds. They do similar things. So this is the Lady Fairchild. She's going to need a lady's maid, and she's going to give me a prestige guest and 2 reputation. The man Fairchild is going to need a valet. He'll give me 3 reputation only. So I think I would take this one because I like getting cards and reputation. Put that in there. Then this one just doesn't do anything for now because there's nothing else you can do. In the extended game, you're going to keep going like this, doing all the actions until you hit the end of the 19th round. You're going to score all the cards that are out here. So there's going to be 4 different cards. You're going to add up all the points for all those, and then you'll have a final courtship. You'll get to keep one of these cards and score it for the 8 points. Get another victory point card. Then you're going to add up a whole bunch of in-game points. You're going to get points for your tiles. You're going to get points for money. You're going to get points for servants, your objective cards, how high your reputation is, better the points. If you've made any milestones, points. So there's lots of points you can get in this game and lots of stuff you can do. So that is Obsession with the upstairs and downstairs expansion. Let's go up to the top, see what they think about it.
All right, so that's how you play the game Obsession. It is so fun. I have played this many times at 2, at 4, at 3. It's just so good. The tiles are great. I love the really thoughtful boxes in there for the different houses. I love the servant meeples. I mean, if you know anything about me, you know obviously that's a big draw for me. Also, it's a game that, yes, it's so easy to play, and if you don't care about Victorian England, fine. But if you do, reading the flavor text on the guest cards, I'm thinking about why they might come there, the different servants that you're going to use, the different things you're going to put on. It makes it really fun, a really good time. And honestly, I lost this game many, many times when we first started playing because I was so caught up in the world of it. And that's, I think, one of the great things about this. Also, it's just the variability of play. We also have the expansion upstairs, downstairs, which adds new servants, which adds new rooms, which adds just different guests that do different things. And it's constantly changing. You're probably almost never going to get through all the guests, all the cards. It seems like, oh, on every turn, I pick a room, I host an event, I invite some guests, I gather the benefits, I move on. And yes, that's true. But the mechanics behind that, while simple, the thought process to decide what you use is rather complex. Do I want to go for prestige right now? Or am I going to kind of hold that off because I need more money, because I want to add to my rooms? Are my in-game goals room goals or guest goals? Do I need to try to get more guests? How do I get prestigious guests? How am I going to impress the Fairchilds? Am I going to kind of just let go of the Fairchilds a little bit and work on some other things? But those bonuses from the Fairchild are still really important. Plus, if you get them in your hand as a guest, they can really beef up your party, add your prestige, give you money. How do you deal with those American heiresses that come with a lot of money but are just such a faux pas to have around? I mean, all those great things make this such a good game. So I highly, highly recommend that you check out Obsession.